At a recent anti-racism football match in Romania's capital, Bucharest, those taking part were almost outnumbered by the journalists, photographers and TV crews who had turned up to cover the event. For Romania's media to take an interest in such an occasion was a positive reflection on the changing attitudes towards racism within the country.
The kids didn't want to play with me. They were saying, hey, look, we cannot play with a stinky gypsy. And I really didn't understand. I mean, I was a kid, so I didn't really realize what was going on. They crap on my door and they wrote on it, stinky gypsy.
Those were just two of the many experiences a young Valeriu Nicolae had to endure as a young Roma child growing up in Romania. The Roma communities, often referred to as gypsies, have been almost constant victims of discrimination throughout history, and all too often a blind eye has been turned.
One of my teachers put me in front of the entire class. I was all sweaty because I was playing basketball, so I came back to the class and I was all sweaty. And he put me in front of the class and asked everybody else to come and smell how a stinky gypsy smells like.
Almost single-handedly, Valeriu has forced the Romanian authorities to face up to the problem that has been prevalent in the country for decades.
I'm extremely passionate about what I'm doing. I mean, I'm an activist and I love what I'm doing. I think it has an impact and I can change something. Soccer has an enormous potential to promote values, from moral values to any kind of other values. And I think has an enormous impact in our societies.
Scenes such as these, with banners displaying racist attitudes towards the Roma community, were until recently an all too frequent sight at matches in Romania. As a direct result of Valeriu's campaigning, the Romanian Football Federation accepted this was a problem that could no longer be ignored. From a budget of zero, they now provide annual funding in the region of €40,000 for anti-racism campaigns. Through Valeriu's efforts, other organisations have become involved, with a total budget available now in excess of €100,000. In a sport where positive role models play a vital part, Valeriu had persuaded fellow Romani and Romania international Banel Nicolita to put his name to the cause.
It took me 2 years to manage to convince Banel Nicolita to accept to be the ambassador against racism in football. And I think it's going to take me another 5-6 years until I get a lot more people speaking up about it.
Indeed, progress doesn't happen overnight, but attitudes are slowly beginning to change.
The attention of the media started to be indeed on racism, to be on violence in sports, and suddenly we had all over the TV that, okay, we have a problem with racism.
But Valeriu's efforts have come at a cost, with threats made against both himself and his family.
I got lots of threatening phone calls. It was quite scary because at that time I was living in Belgium. So people will call my mobile in Belgium just to tell me to die and that they will kill me if I come home. They will try to kill my family and so on. With my mom, I think it's very hard on her.
We are human. We breathe the same air as the majority. But if we live with lions, we become lions. If they treat us with respect, dignity and are fair with us, then we will treat them the same way. And definitely the section of gypsies who cause trouble would not do so.
Through the work of individuals like Valeriu and organisations such as FIFA, the ongoing battle to stamp racism out of football will continue. Last year, to mark the birthday of Nelson Mandela, an anti-racism match took place in Cape Town, with some of the biggest names in the game giving their support to the campaign. But it's a battle that football and society in general has to embrace. Football, regardless of race, gender or ability, is a sport for all.
It's just the beginning. I mean, we have a very long way forward. It's important for the young generation to grow up normally, and football has a role to play.